Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Oft-Times Reminiscences. Can you guess what we're doing today? I bet you can. More joy of the internet and bimbling around it, looking for stuff, and that was super usual Bandcamp black metal, and this was on it. I clicked on it, there was a sample track, and the voice was immediately recognisable. Hey up, says I know that voice. So clicked on the link proper, and sure enough, we have one of my favourite female vocalists returned in another form. So I was going to just leave it at that and wait, because there was only one track on the page at that time, Avant-Garde, as it was. But that sneaky bastard interwebs obviously watches what I'm doing, and when I went onto YouTube this morning, there was a video for a track from this album. I've saved it without listening to it, so I can, whatever blooming difference it makes, do a reaction rather than a review. What was I going to say? I subsequently found out they've got their own Bandcamp page with more tracks to listen to after this. So anyway, a fair bit of waffle there, but let's go with Remina, presumably, and a video they've got on the interwebs. Let's go. So instantly recognisable, that voice, and to be a lie, if I said I don't look at other reaction videos and occasionally look at vocal coach reacts videos, and I can't be doing with them really. There's a couple that I like, but most of them just get too analytical, and if you're interested in that sort of thing, fine, but you know, when they're talking about all the intricacies of what somebody's warbling or waffling or growling or whatever they may be doing on these videos, I don't really care. For me, and the point I'm making is that they'd be lost with Heike's voice, because there's nothing to explain. It is pure. In itself, there is no affectation really. It is just the purest voice you could imagine. Doesn't need any accentuation, doesn't need to do all that bollocky warbling and oohing and ahhing and what have you. It just hits you in the purest sense. Sounding like a bit of a fanboy now, aren't I? But that voice is, for me, is exquisite, and as I say, it's a bit of Occam's razor, really, isn't it? The simplest is the best, or is the most effective, and here it proves itself for me. Now, excuse me, this is a collaboration, I'm sure you know, between Hiker and the fella from Sojourner. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. And they've previously worked with Lightfield Reverie. Now, I couldn't quite, it didn't quite gel with that album for some reason. There's nothing wrong with it. It just didn't really hit the mark enough for me to buy it and to listen to it too much. So bear in mind, these are the same people. I am delighted to tell you that this works for me, and it's hit the spot more or less straight away. They're calling it Cosmic Doom, and who am I to argue? It certainly has that sense of space and coldness, really. But what am I trying to say? You get the sense, if you're going to use the word cosmic, then it works here. There is a timelessness about it, I suppose, which comes back to that purity, and there is the way the Doom guitar works, gives it that space, and also the other instrumentation gives it a sense of not being in the void in a negative sense, but a vastness, shall we say, as if this song has come from you from the other side of the galaxy, maybe. I lost my train of thought even before I started. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. If ever, well, I'm sure we all get stressed out every now and again, or just angry, or maybe just fed up. And sometimes you need something to wipe those tears away, to soothe your brow, and to sort of settle you down. And this is the very thing for that. Listening to primarily her voice, but even the instrumentation behind it is enough to just make you melt, really. I sort of it's like having a spa day listening to Hiker, and in this case the whole group, which I'll come to at the end. But she just left relaxed, and all the woes of the world have gone for a while. In fact, they ought to use songs like this to play it on loudspeakers all around the world, and all this shit that, there you go, as if to emphasise, all this shit that we have to suffer and behold might just change a little bit, maybe. It's been the dream of musicians, hasn't it? It's changed the world. It's a shame that we can't broadcast this sort of music all over. Let people chill a bit. Anything else I want to say before I carry on? No. Yes, there is. I may as well stop while. I don't do lyrics, as I've told you before, but here I can't ignore them because they're there, and they do fit. Well, they do fit. It's interesting that behind the sweetness, if you will, of her vocals, delivering those words, there's a darker message, which might belie you if you weren't sort of listening or reading the lyrics. But at the same time, particularly, well, certainly on this song, there's also elements of hope, which she quite eloquently presents in the way she sings things, and again, the instrumentation supports it in its composition. Yeah. So there you go. Where's that come from? That shouldn't be there. Let me get rid of that. Right. So, yes. What was I saying? Yes. So, a new project for me, at any rate. I've not heard anything from here before. I presume it's a new one. And subjectively, iSong for me subjectively was all about it being a vehicle for Heike's voice. The music as such always seemed to be in the background to me, and if that in reality wasn't the case, that's how I chose to listen to it, as just the oil on which her engine ran, if you will. So it's quite gratifying listening to this to be able to say that the music is on par with her voice in how it affects me. I see it as a one vehicle rather than both carrying the same weight, shall I say, rather than one carrying another. So it is I've heard, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now. The first track, Aeon something. I listened to that first, which is why YouTube picked up on what I've been listening to, Sneaky Bastards. And so it seems consistent that it's not just her voice for me now, it is the whole thing, which is engaging, and I appreciate both aspects far more than I did with iSong. So, do I seem relaxed? Do I seem chilled? Because if I don't, I am all happy on the inside. I'm all gooey on the inside. I don't think I can get any gooier. In fact, I'm about to, as I said with the iSong review I did way back when, I'm about to slip off this chair. So relaxed my muscles are virtually separating from the bones to which they're attached. I'm that relaxed. Anyway, enough bollocks. Catch you all next time. Clicky bollocks. Cheerio.